Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet
Above.
Woo!
Well, we have a third.
Wow.
We do. We have a guest today, stand-up comedian, podcaster, and my roommate, Gabby Lamb.
Wow.
What do you have to say?
Where do we even begin?
Well, how do you feel being here?
I feel good.
Okay.
I feel
really-
honored, first of all.
No, don't. Don't make me
No,
blush.
because you are like beginning lore of Kate's move to LA.
That
very
is,
beginning.
it is
And
true.
like, how do I word this? Your existence has... I'm like...
Ruined my life.
I don't know. Wait, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, but you're just a very prominent like name in conversations all the time, and we always talk about like wanting to have you on the pod.
Oh, how funny.
And we
Okay.
just now started getting back into guests, so you're like our second guest back.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second one
like,
back.
We've only had
Wow.
3 guests ever, and we've been doing this for clock
Is
it.
today a year?
It's our 1 year.
Has it really been a year?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I remember when you started this. I remember
Crazy.
before you guys started it.
You're like, I remember
Yeah.
when you started this, and you guys like haven't had a trajectory at all.
No, I remember like because you had never done anything like this.
No,
before.
literally,
It was
and
such like a.
We were talking about it for so long.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was so nervous.
I can't believe it's already been a year.
know.
Yeah.
And also, like, not to get
I
sappy.
was- wait, do I have to? I can't.
You
cuss,
can
right?
cuss
You have to
like
bleep.
a fucking storm.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
no, not to get sappy or anything, but like, I know when she first moved here, like everything was so new, and I like couldn't have, not like I couldn't have asked for her to have better roommates, but like it was the perfect situation for
Yeah.
her to move into y'all's house, because like between me, you, and Harper, it's like the same universe that like she's out here to do.
It is truly wild.
It's crazy.
You
I
were shoehorned right in.
It was so serendipitous because like 2 weeks before I decided, and by decided I mean you offered to move. Whoa, talking is crazy. 2 weeks before I was like, I'll move in. I was gonna move in with these 2 straight guys. And
Oh.
How did
I know.
you meet them? How did you even?
I don't
know
even
them?
know. I got connected from a friend of a friend, and he was really
Tinder?
hot.
Wait,
And I was like, but in my head, something in my head was like,
It
don't
was
do
hot.
it.
Wait, one of the guys. You got connected by a friend of a friend, and they were hot.
2 straight dudes that were hot that wanted me to move in, and I was like,
Oh my God! All they wanted to do was run train on you.
But do you? I don't think it was giving that because it was a living
This is
situation.
perfect
it was absolutely.
But
giving
there
that.
was one bathroom. That's not giving train.
and that would have been so fun.
Yeah, because that's sharing a bathroom.
giving
with 2
train.
straight
With 2
guys.
guys, it's giving. It is.
yeah, it really is. It's like, let me train you.
No,
I'm the
'cause
trainee.
literally
That's
that-
so. That's
Gag it,
exactly,
slosh it, mix
But
it, turn it.
Slosh it. I used to see the hot guy at the gym, and we'd pretend like we don't know each other, even though we'd FaceTime.
What's his tea? What
Okay.
industry?
Acting.
Okay, so he's a barista.
So yeah, so he works at Starbucks. Okay.
I'm kidding.
T,
Wait,
T.
honestly, wait, no, that was kind of mean, but like,
No,
No, but it is true.
It's
I
either
mean-
barista or personal trainer.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm a
no,
trainer.
no, there's parallels. I think with actors, it's either like
You're a server. You're a barista.
you're a server or a barista, and then model is personal trainer or ooh, this is a fun game. Every single industry, but what the real
Right.
gag is.
Right, catering. That's
Catering?
That might be New York.
No, but catering is also very LA.
Oh,
For
F?
actor.
I have not. Maybe DoorDash.
DoorDash is giving comedian.
DoorDash is giving comedian. I
Yeah.
used to see when I was working in a restaurant, I would always see comedians doing DoorDash. They'd come into my restaurant and pick it up, and we'd have to be like, "Hey, we're all here together, aren't we?"
Just doing our
Yeah.
best.
But
Yeah.
that's the tea with this city is that, like, first of all, it's like what, top 3, top 4 most expensive cities to live in, and then you have like a bunch of f***ing people out here
That's
trying to live a dream, and then like
Right.
do that dream while also making possible income. It's like,
Everybody has to have 6,000 jobs.
yeah,
None
well,
of them
it
pay enough.
makes f***ing sense, and I wasn't trying to like,
Yeah.
shame that at all, but
Oh my
like
God,
it's
no.
f***ing,
It's
it is
brutal.
tea that
is
like
Everyone's
tea.
pretending.
you're a barista.
Yeah, I was a
Right.
barista for
Yeah.
ever. Oh my
And I was a
God.
drug addict.
Yeah. And I was
Hello.
a drug addict while working at a coffee shop.
So 3 jobs:
3 jobs.
comedian, barista, drug addict.
Mostly drug addict. I remember going into work when I worked at this restaurant, and I would be so hungover. I would like throw up before I went to work, then throw up at work, and then take Adderall, and
Take
it was
me
just
back.
like, I know, take me back.
Yeah.
Those were rough.
And you got a
Those were rough
DUI
times.
once, right? And you couldn't.
Not once.
Oh,
Twice.
twice.
Oh, clock
And you
it.
had to blow that thing in your car, but you were too hungover sometimes and you couldn't.
And I'd have to Uber.
You'd have to Uber.
And it was so good.
That's
I
so
couldn't start
beautiful.
My car.
Oh, so like it would still be in your system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
it
can
would
just fart in it.
But the thing is that you have to keep farting because it like makes you keep
Girl,
going into
You're
it.
really good at
Us
that.
three, we're like
You're really good at that.
You're really good at that. Don't.
a pot calling the kettle black.
Don't. Don't even.
Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're driving or trying to fall asleep, we have an audio version. Head on over to the description. It's right there. And while you're at it, if you could rate us 5 stars on whatever audio platform you listen to, it would really help boost the pod. Guys, I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode. If you can like this video, comment, subscribe, and click the little notification bell. It'll only take 2 seconds. It would really help YouTube push our videos out to like-minded people like you. And back to the episode. How did you guys meet or get connected? Like, how did we
my
go from
God.
straight men, like,
Right.
hostile to
Not the
So
hostel.
true.
comedian women?
They just wanted to be
Also
my
a
friend.
hostel though. We
But
live in a hostel.
I visited LA with you,
Poissy Doinoy.
Poise Doinai.
Best
Wait,
trip
you were
ever.
living here. Wait.
No, we were living in New York. We visited LA together 2 months before I moved here to like scope the scene.
But you were living here already.
No, I've lived here for 10 years.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like the 1 year off in New York,
Got it.
if that
okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Wait, but
Right.
best trip ever.
I was literally, that's what I'm laughing at.
Yeah. did it just catch on? Yeah. That was
Okay.
We were 45 minutes away from the gas station.
We were 45
The-
minutes sober
No, but
How about
baby,
that?
we were 45 minutes
on now.
away
from a drink.
from a handle.
But anyhow,
Oh,
You
We
guys
were-
were with another one of your
yeah,
friends?
we're with another one of our friends.
Okay.
And me and my other friend go to a support group for those that can't seem to control their drinking.
I'm at Hyde.
Like,
I'm at Warwick. Like whatever the I was trying to do.
okay, so you're in a rehab.
no.
No, those are clubs.
Oh.
Similar.
Sounds fun.
Wait, like I have to stop laughing.
Sorry, I'm like cutting off.
No, because literally obsessed. So we met in, okay, I don't like to talk about it, but AA.
I'll talk about it.
I know. Well,
I'll talk about
the
it.
thing about Gabby
Alcoholics
is she
Anonymous, ever heard
posted
of
a
it?
grid post of me in an AA meeting, and I said, you need to stop. But anyways, I go to this AA meeting,
If
and
there's one thing I'll do, it's always blow anonymity. Okay,
yeah, no,
anyway,
because
keep going.
literally, and you're sitting in front of me, and you raise your like measly hand, and you were just like,
Okay, measly.
okay, that's not a bad thing.
I have, first of all,
Measly is a good thing.
Measly is not a good thing, and I
It
also
can
have
be. It
really
can
big
be.
hands.
Do you?
These are not measly.
You raised your hand and you were just like
My measly
talking about
hand.
how you're like 2 years sober, but you're doing shrooms and smoking weed or
Got
something
it.
like that. And I was like, okay, let me help this girl out. So I go
Oh.
up to you after. I was like, take my number, call me anytime. And then you texted me and you were like, oh my God, I just did shrooms.
No, wrong. You're messing the story up. It was weed. I accidentally.
Oh.
I was a couple of months sober after my like shroom relapse,
Okay.
and
Shroom-lapse.
it was my shroom lapse, and I was going to a Bad Bunny concert, and I accidentally had edibles because I
Right.
thought they were like CBD gummies.
But I didn't know you and you were just like texting me saying, but which I love. I love the honesty.
No, you didn't. You didn't love it.
Yes,
You didn't
I
love it
did.
because we came to find out later that she thought that I was some weird f***ing freak. Because she told me, she was like,
I mean, Kate and I didn't like each other at first.
Yeah.
see, and the thing is that I liked Kate at first, but I guess
But now you
feelings
don't.
weren't-
Now you
and now I don't, and the feelings weren't mutual.
No, I have like good first impressions.
because
sometimes.
I had never met anybody like in AA who was like, hey, just reach out to me, and I was like,
And I wanted you to.
What meetings are you
Yeah, I
going
know.
to?
That's like what
even
it's for.
even I've gotten asked. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
but maybe it's like the level of damage, you know?
I think I just like never. I would kind of go to meetings and like keep my head down and not talk to people
Right.
because I was so afraid of it. So you were like, "Hey, text me," and so I was like, "You know,
And I'm
what,
glad you
finally I should
did.
text somebody." Don't be fake.
I am, because look at us now. But then like you reached out on Instagram and you were like, you trying to move in? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Clock
we
it.
FaceTimed and we FaceTimed. That apartment was, I've never seen anything like it. It was like a show of like hoarders. It looked so
So you did move into Joy's
dirty.
room.
Yeah.
And Joy's my best friend who moved out to live with her boyfriend.
Right.
You moved in.
Love.
yeah.
the best.
Obsessed with her. But I was just like, something in my heart was like, you got to move in, even though it looks really bad.
And she did have a lot of stuff in that room.
Yeah, that was nuts.
She had like plants in every corner, things hanging from the ceiling.
Right. But
I
so
guess
that's
where it
how we
began.
met. But how did you guys meet?
Well,
Such a good.
have
it's
you
honestly,
squashed the
like,
beef?
I think it's straight out of like a teen movie where
Yeah.
it's just like instant connection.
Instant
Like at a
connection.
summer camp, you're like, wait,
We
you
love
like
eye-
dinosaurs too?
We met each other, and I was like, we've known each other all our lives.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just couldn't stop talking the
Yeah.
whole night.
We visited there was a pool party for your
It was
Our joint
birthdays.
birthday.
or your joint birthday at an apartment complex in Little Tokyo, clock it.
Hello.
And I was coming from did I have my house yet? Where was it? When was this?
You were coming from Beverly Hills for some
It
reason.
was
Okay, so
2
I
years
didn't.
ago.
Yeah.
So I came from Beverly Hills to Little Tokyo, which was it probably took me like an hour to get there, and I was like running so fucking
That's
late.
crazy. I can't believe you did
And
that.
I show up, and it's like people are like packing the shit. I'm like, fuck me. I'm like, Kate probably thinks I'm the worst fucking friend ever, and then I stick around and hang for as long as I can. I'm like, wait, don't roll up the chips yet.
Yeah.
Like, let me have a few more snacks. And then I was like, wait, isn't like your roommates here? And you're like, oh yeah, Gabby's here. And I was like, oh my God, need to meet. These are like the brand new roommates.
Right, that you've heard so many good things about.
So many great things about. And I've stalked you, and then I like was like, oh my God, she's so funny. I'm like,
You followed her.
I followed
and you
her.
didn't follow her back.
Yeah,
Because I didn't know.
Well, she's transphobic, but that's
Right,
okay.
right.
because that's also true. But also, I
Yeah.
remember I was off Instagram at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't on
And
Instagram.
off the Gabby.
Hey.
and off the
That-
shit.
I go up to her and I'm like, hi, I'm Trevi.
Yeah.
You, Gabriella. Is that your real name?
Gabrielle, but close enough.
Hey, she looks at me deadpan and just goes, I think you actually looked at me up and down. But I deserved it
Oh.
because up and down back then was valid. But you looked
No.
at me and you just go, hey.
And then
And
walk
that
away.
was the whole
Yeah.
pointy oration.
That was it. And then you came up to me and you were like, dude, does Gabby hate me? And
Like I
was
said, we couldn't stop talking. It
Yeah.
was just
So it
electric.
was just like, you like
First
dinosaurs
union.
too, you like pop music too.
Right.
We have so many similarities. Started f***ing in the bathroom. In
Yeah.
Little
And we
Tokyo.
did, and like that was how it began.
Yeah.
No.
But obviously that wasn't because you hated me.
Right?
Right.
Well, it's time we talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
What phase of that life was
Yeah.
for you?
so I couldn't even remember when you first brought this up when we met because I I was like in a blackout period of my life because I was going through a breakup that made me suicidal. I was like suicidal.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, no, I've like never experienced. I mean, I have like a pretty hard time processing breakups.
Was
to
that the
begin
worst
with.
one?
That was the worst one.
Wow.
That was the worst one. So you
you made
met
it
me.
through.
Oh, you met me. I think maybe 3 weeks after it happened. No,
Yeah, fresh.
maybe
It was fresh. I remember it was fresh.
we broke up in July. That was August. Yeah, so it was about 3 weeks after.
Whatever it was fresh.
Yeah.
I could tell by the look on your face.
I was a corpse.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I wasn't using Instagram at the time because I was losing my mind.
Right.
So I had my friends running it for me. So
Wow.
yeah,
Hey, that's valid.
because I kept creating burners to look at
Stop.
his account.
And then
Instagram,
like
yeah.
check the following, check the follower count. I mean,
All the time.
I'm like, why do I even do that with people that I haven't even dated? Am I?
I think we
Everyone
all
does
do
that.
it.
And it shows you the people that they followed most recent. That's evil.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
I
some
think
of them,
it
Some of them
does.
do, and some of them don't.
Why?
Which is
No,
weird.
What
because
is
some of
it?
them
I
do,
don't
some of
know.
them don't. The one that I'm trying to clock into doesn't.
Just assume that
and
it
thank
doesn't.
God.
Yeah.
And honestly, thank God, because mine did. My ex did, and it would make me insane.
Wow.
My boyfriend now, I don't even look at his social media.
Yeah, well,
Is
he
it
doesn't
giving
really have
trust?
one.
It's just giving.
trust, and it's also like I just don't even like ever look at his following. I just don't even think about it.
But that
So
means that like
beautiful.
obviously that you feel comfortable or like not that like
Yeah, it's like
it's just a different world,
it's a different world.
which is good.
And after that breakup, I was like, I'm never going through this shit again.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
I mean, I think like I don't know. There's specific types of people that like I'm learning that I shouldn't go after because I know that like I watched this TikTok today And, that's encyclopedia.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
Like the actual DSM-5.
It is the DSM-5.
And the DSM-6, all of it. It was just saying that, like, you actually are emotionally avoidant, or you're emotionally unavailable. Like me, I'm actually the emotionally unavailable one.
Wait, the
for
TikTok was
chasing
saying
after
that.
someone who I almost know won't like me back.
Yes.
Because as soon as
Yes,
they
that
like
is
me
true.
back,
Right.
I'm like bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
true.
and I hope to this person's not listening, but I'm not even gonna describe, but like on paper, 6'6", ripped,
my God, that's so
nice,
tall.
perfect teeth, great job, took me out to dinner again, like drove me around, and I'm just like, and I'm like sitting there in his car, and then he like slept over,
The one that's
and I'm like, no, see that one
Oh.
probably doesn't care if I live or die.
love.
Obsessed,
Yeah.
Obsessed. Really, this is I keep saying I should go back to therapy, but then I just end up yapping about it on here. But it's just so interesting, and I don't know how that developed, but it's just funny because I'm the one over here complaining, like, oh, I'm going after emotionally unavailable men, or like, why are all these men emotionally unavailable? I'm like, baby, you are blocking and blurring out the ones that are available because you subconsciously get bored.
Because you're emotionally unavailable.
And click, clack, and clock into that.
It
Well,
is.
are you scared of like a genuine loving relationship? Do you think that's what it is? Because that's my tea. Like sometimes I avoid like joyous moments because I'm scared of getting hurt.
I remember when my therapist dropped that tea on me, though. My old therapist, she was like, "Oh, you keep like ending up attracting, or like ending up in these situations because you yourself are emotionally avoidant." And I was like, "That's not true. I'm like I'm like so codependent." And she was like, "You're codependent because you keep like matching up with guys that are
Yeah.
unavailable."
It's, I don't know. But basically, I'm saying that, like, it feels like, at least from, like, listening to your stories, that, like, you picked the right one. You picked the one that was for you.
See. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've been through it so many times.
Life's a roller coaster.
It is.
God.
But I do think that we subconsciously, that fear of like, oh, it's of like what you were saying. Like you're afraid of feeling
like
joy to
experience
an
like love
extent.
or joy because can result in being hurt.
Yeah.
That's why I'm scared of ever getting a dog again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, gag, why? Just
you
because
do
it's
the
going to
math.
die?
Yeah, because like when my first dog died, I was like, I can never get close to a dog again.
Really?
Yeah. But
Wow.
and my first heartbreak, I've only been heartbroken once.
Bye.
So I was like, we got to get
know.
into that, Laura.
What?
My ex-boyfriend that was 100 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bald one.
The bald
Yeah.
one. That
5'4"?
Had skid marks up his
you miss him so much.
Hey.
back.
Did she meet him?
She loved him.
Oh, did I meet him?
I never met
A girl
him.
could only be so lucky.
Any girl could ever be so lucky.
You missed out.
Yeah.
I did.
You
Talk
missed
about
out.
joyous.
Hey,
Talk about joyous moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, I don't know. On paper, it was just like everything felt like it would be perfect, or like that I always imagined with certain people. But then a certain person comes along that's not that person and offers me that. I'm like, am I snoring?
I know, but that's a thing too, because like there are people like one of my last exes, oh my God, like he was great on paper, but holy, he bored me to death.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We like
It's not worth
couldn't-
it.
I wanted to love him so bad because like on paper he was great. He had money, he was cute, he like took care of me. Oh girl, but I cheated on him.
Oh.
So I was a nightmare.
Wow.
Damn.
He cheated on you, right?
No, he did not cheat on me. He was
Oh.
like very dedicated to me, and I was just like,
You said I'm good on that.
I mean, he was also a menace in his own ways. He was very controlling,
Yeah.
but I was just like, I was so bored. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't.
Can't be bored.
That's the thing. I feel like when you get in these situations that you like can't tell if you're into or not, is it better to like give it a try, or is that essentially like leading them on?
I don't know.
I feel like women are so pressured to do that. Like, just give it a try if like he's nice and like maybe you're not that attracted to him or like blah blah blah. Because like
Yeah.
a man would never do that.
But have you heard the thing though too of like you date, like when you get really excited about somebody, that isn't how you should be feeling.
It should be like a gradual thing, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be this like big electric thing, and anybody that like gives you butterflies is like
Okay,
you should
I
steer
can't keep
clear
up.
of. I know.
can't
I
keep
can't.
up.
I mean, that's what
I'm
psychology
like
Be in
matcha
your
girl
feminine-
makeup,
yeah.
strawberry girl bronze,
Feminine energy.
electrifying,
Yeah.
dopamine,
Like-
Yeah.
oxytocin.
Truly.
Where's someone that won't cheat on me?
Miss
you know?
those.
Miss those.
The most.
Have none of that. Have no serotonin, no oxytocin.
None.
None.
No love for anyone.
No.
So I'm 26 and I still have never been in like an actual real relationship. Although I do feel like my life literally just started as, and Kate and I talk about this all the time. She has to like talk me off a cliff. I've never been in a relationship and
You're 26.
26.
That's honestly why you look so fucking young.
What do you mean?
Because you've never been in a relationship. They age you.
Wow, that's actually the
They
tea.
literally age you.
people need to clock in to like presidencies. Remember that picture of Obama that over the
Yep.
4 years?
Old man by the end
yeah.
of it.
Thing is, I keep up with the needles
Yeah.
every 6 months.
No, but it's got to be part of it because when you're below
it is.
25, you're not going to date people that are good for you. I'm sorry. Does anyone have a good picker at that age?
No.
I still don't.
No, I
So
don't
it's
even think you
like-
do when you're in your 40s.
I think
gotta
that's
be
why
honest.
everyone should be single.
You're
There was
making a really good point.
I know.
there right. It's not what the Earth would have wanted.
It's really not.
There was a statistic that I was watching this. I'm like citing all these like absolute
TikTok.
bonkers sources. But it was interesting. It was this girl who's like a love analyst or whatever the she called herself. Whatever pays your bills, honey. Saying that like if you've been on 36 or 33 consecutive dates, one of those people will make you happy. But
I'm sorry.
Exhausting.
36.
like consecutively, and like you, the way she worded it is like with the probability of different personality types and people, that like 36 should give you an idea and you should be able to look back and be like,
so many
one of those
people.
could have made me happy. That is a lot of people.
That's so
I've
many.
slept with, I think, 55 people.
Uh-huh.
Clock it.
I think 2 of them have made me happy.
Right.
So,
And they were so awful, weren't they?
yeah.
Awful, like human
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
And that's just like,
Did they make you bust?
No, nobody makes me bust.
Right. Clock that T.
Yeah.
No, I mean like explain it.
Yeah. Well,
explain why you can't bust on my podcast.
I don't know.
It's
I've
really
never,
hard for you.
Yeah, but
is it the antidepressants?
no, because even when I was like way before I got on antidepressants, it might be because I just started blowing my clit off with vibrators from like as young as I could.
Oh, like just the really extreme ones. Isn't that?
Yeah,
That's like
from, like,
tea,
day one.
That's like tea though, with like and like
Taking a
those
torch to my clit.
insane like taser vibrators.
Yeah.
That like they
Oh,
make
yeah.
your. I think we've had this conversation
Yeah.
before. They like make your like your stimulation expectations
Yes.
so high that like
They
once
ruin
you're actually
sex,
with
yeah.
an adult human male, you're like,
what
what
is
this
this?
piece of meat? This
Yeah.
doesn't even tase me.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't zeroing in on my fucking clit and hammering me to death. No
Yeah,
thanks.
exactly.
That's I know. So it's just like
This one's getting demonetized. I know that for a fact. I know
oh,
that
absolutely. Oh
for-
yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah, that's fine. Even when it's bleeped, someone's going in for a manual review and going, "Did they? I know they just said
Love.
blow your club with with
We'll
the
bleep
taser."
With
it.
the
We'll bleep
blowtorch.
it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing black boxes over
Yeah.
her mouth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we'll leave
yeah.
it up to you to assume.
Yeah.
So true.
I've never been able to though. It's just never been.
Is that like a sobriety thing, or even pre-sobriety? You were just like no one was making you bust.
forever? My whole ever.
What about for just like you have like a different experience with dating or talking to people versus like when you were sober versus where you weren't? Like how were your relationships like before then versus to now, or are they pretty similar?
They're pretty
Same to you?
similar. They're honestly
Like
pretty.
dating?
Yeah, I mean,
The comedian you dated was nothing like the guy you're dating now.
no.
Oh, but like how you feel about them, like how you get like obsessive.
I just like I've always kind of just like jumped right in. And that's what I do with like everybody. I think when I was sober or when I was oh my God, with my really horrible ex, if I was sober when I was dating him, I would not have stayed with him for a year and a half.
Right.
I think I let that one go on a little too long. that probably would have lasted maybe 2 months.
Right.
But
Now you know better.
Nothing has changed with like just meeting somebody and being like, love of my life. You know.
You've always
Yeah.
just been like all in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's a lover girl.
I've always low-key
Yeah.
been all in too, but I've never like been like actually all in with somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm chasing after something that I don't even know if I actually want.
That's so true.
Because like I've never actually
No.
been in a relationship. What if I like get in one and I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
what if
it
the,
might
and
be.
I think I'm just like so curious and so like
It'll happen.
for sure. Like I think like it's bound to.
Yeah, of
maybe
course.
by the time I'm 40, but
It's,
I technically don't even know what I'm asking for.
yeah.
you're
Right.
figuring that out right now.
Gagging it and
Yeah.
clocking it.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I always hear too, like these studies done on women that they're like, actually, like women who spend most of their lives single are happier.
Happy as
Yeah. It's
It's a good life.
They're taxing.
They're
They're-
taxing, and I get bored after 4 months always.
Well, then maybe maybe I just need a 4-monther.
We're very similar, so I feel like 4 months.
You
would
know
be
me.
solid.
You and I don't. No straight man's allowed to watch this episode.
I
but
don't
like,
think any straight men watch this podcast.
That
I'm
would
not
be
even
crazy.
we got a
kidding.
comment on the last one that was like,
Oh yeah,
he's like straight
man.
dude.
that is so.
Who-
It is
One-
shocking
one
that a
guy.
straight man
Yeah.
watches this. I mean, I love it, but
I think that there's like 3 guys that listen to mine.
straight.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm like, no men listen to this.
Yeah. What were we talking about? 4-monthers getting bored.
Yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
just need a 4-monther, and then I like can like realize like, because there's so many things about like living alone and like just living my life as like a single hot. Like,
yeah.
I can just go out right now because I want to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can wear whatever the I want without someone calling me a whore.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to be like stressing out also about like what are they doing and are they blah 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 and is something happening behind your back and like
Yeah.
it's
all of that
so
stuff.
Not fun.
But then I go
Yeah,
in my
it's
head and
hard.
I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be so nice to like, after being out all day or like working, like coming home and he's like, you know, cooking and like the cat's taken care of. And like if I go on a trip, like I don't have to like pay people to like watch my cat, like help cleaning. Like
it sounds like you want an assistant.
so I'm
Yeah, no,
like
literally.
you're like someone to clean for me.
no, but I think it's
Feed
like
the cat.
no, truly deep down, and I'm gonna finish this segment off with this because there's more lore that I want to get into with you because you're fabulous, and I think we're wasting our time talking about men. Fuck cunts, hate them.
Yeah.
I just have a longing for a long period of time want to like share my life with someone.
But I think that's so
get it.
human.
It's so
you know?
human.
It's like we're built for love.
Yeah.
And this might be deep, but I feel like I share my life, or I have shared my life for the past 15 years with everyone, like a public version of it. And I've never been
Tea.
able to share a private one with one person.
That's so real.
yeah.
That's so
like
real.
every accomplishment, every update, every, you know, thing I have done career-wise has been like public for 15 years since I was an 11-year-old.
yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like a traumy dummy thing.
No, but that is it. There is something to be said for that because there is like a very public version of ourselves, and then there's like a very intimate version, and it's like if you don't have somebody to like share that with, like you don't get to like express that. I don't know, you know, like
Well, and sometimes that version becomes
the public
the
thing.
your first impression. Like I know sometimes when I go on a first date or if I like meet someone, I'll be that like public version that like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be like standoffish or like diva-ish and like be like, okay, like that's not actually who I am. Like,
Your guard is up.
yeah,
I get it.
it's like PR version.
Right.
Yeah.
So you both are comedians.
I guess we are.
What made you fall in love with it? And like, when was the first time you realized kind of like it's like what you wanted to do and like you really like realized you had a passion for it? And then I also want to hear like if you have like any tea, like crazy shit that happens like in the clubs or like that like you would have never guessed your favorite comedian has done or
Oh,
like
yeah.
any like
All comedians are so deranged. There's so much lore in the comedy world. I like very long story short, I started doing comedy after I went to theater school and I like studied Shakespeare for a bit and then I was like, would love to act, but I'm not very good at this. And I also like I didn't like having to do what other people wanted me to do. You know, I was just like, I would rather
Why is acting so embarrassing?
It's embarrassing.
Okay, I did it for like so long, and I never
we
booked
relate
one
on
job,
that.
probably because I was a trainee. But like,
You're better than everyone, but we related that also improv is so embarrassing for us.
It's embarrassing.
And when I did
not
a
good at
stand-up
it.
class, I was like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, it's just
It's like way more natural.
I like being in control of my like setting and like what I'm saying, and I always knew that like I was just a little bit more unconventional. And I also knew that this also a little bit has to do with that. I always wanted to get tattoos. Like pursuing acting, people are like really weird about. They're like, you can't get tattoos and be an
same with
actor.
models, right?
Yeah. And I was just like, I like no that. I like be.
You want to be Gabby.
Yeah,
I just want to be like you.
I want to be in control of like what I like. And I started. I had all this material that I've been working on or like writing for a while, and then I had I took a stand-up class just for fun, and I had the showcase, and the showcase went well. It went really well, and then I remember that was so fun, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And then after that, for a showcase, I bombed for like a year straight,
Are you serious? I did not know that.
relentlessly. It was horrible.
That's like typical, right?
It was horrible. Yeah,
That's
it was
like
so
horrible.
brutal.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
I don't know what it's like to bomb at a show. I know what it's like to bomb at an open mic, but I can't imagine a show where people like pay to see you. But I
Harrowing.
guess, it's going to happen.
Oh, I didn't even think about
Oh,
that.
it's
Yeah.
harrowing.
Is it
So
easier
true.
now when you like don't do as well as you wanted to, or does it
No.
always hurt the same?
It always hurts, but it's a little different now. Now it's just like, now it's like I can handle it more gracefully, but it's still hard. I mean, it's harder in a way now too, because it's like I've been doing it for 8 years, and when you've been doing something for 8 years and you bomb, you're like, this is unacceptable at this point. I shouldn't be having.
People always bomb though.
Yeah, but it's still this thing where you're like, I should be better than.
Yeah, like I have all this experience.
Yeah, like why am I still?
I get that all the time in different aspects. I think like
Yeah.
when it comes to social media or when it comes to music, if something's not like a hit or a smash or viral or like, I don't expect something to do as well. And especially given like the previous experience that like me and you both have, it's like, I've been doing this for so long, like why isn't this, like why am I not getting the reward back that I expected? And I think it's all like a dopamine thing as well.
It is, and like there is this thing in comedy too. Like when you first start, it's very exciting, and it's like, the first like even though I was like bombing the first year, it didn't really matter because I was like so new, and I was like, this is all so exciting. Like,
Oh my God, that's how I feel.
and then
You're in your pink cloud.
I am.
but then you get to a point where it isn't fun anymore because the stakes get really high, and if you're like, I'm gonna be a comedian, like it's not easy. It's not an easy life. It's not an easy career.
Doesn't seem it.
It's really difficult, and then you also get to a point where it's just like you're stagnant for a long time because you're not really good yet, and you're just kind of still trying to figure it out, and people like stop being excited about it. I remember in the beginning, like your friends are all excited and they're like, oh my God, this is so cool, and then that drops off after a while.
Well, people probably like drop out too. You like the people you see at open mics.
Not even that.
that
I'm
happen?
talking about like that, but like even like your friends who think like it's really like exciting for you at first. You have all of these
right.
people coming to your shows because they want to see you, and then
They're
blah.
like regular shit.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it kind of dies down, and then people kind of like don't give a fuck about you anymore until you get really famous. So it's like you're exciting,
Right.
and you are lull, and then until you're like huge, nobody cares.
When I can always also like imagine that like you tell someone, it's the same like I tell someone I sing, they're like sing,
Yeah,
and I'm like, hey, shut up.
I
It's
can't
like someone being like
imagine.
tell a joke or like
Do
it's like,
people say that
People
all
don't
the
like realize
time?
that like with most art, like it takes preparation and like writing and like being in the zone, and it's just comedy is like it's a specific sort of like thing because people are like rely on you to like feel better or like to to be
Yeah.
uplifted
yeah, they do.
rather than like
insane.
music or like social media. It's a lot of it's like mindless, not necessarily more music, but with social media, like sometimes it could just be like mindless scrolling or like mindless podcast listening while they clean. Like with comedy, it's like I'm coming to you because I want to laugh.
Yeah,
And
make
if
me
you
laugh.
don't make me feel uplifted, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of weird pressure on it.
And a lot of people are like drunk and heckling.
Yeah, and
which
then-
is like a whole nother. I don't even know what I do if someone heckled me at the because I'm so early in it. If they
Do
were
the
like,
heckle story?
show me your tits.
Oh God, I mean, I got heckled like last night, like very lightly, but they do this all the time. Like if I start talking, I open with a bit about talking about how I have a lot of tattoos, and this guy was like, "Show us," and I'm like, "Are you blind? They're all over my, they're on my
My
face."
God.
I'm just like, oh, and I don't. It's like I've had that happen to me a couple of times where guys will be like, "Showing your tattoos," and I'm like, "Are you good?" Like they're trying to rile me up. And
You found yourself kind of getting angry recently on stage, though, right? You were telling me about that. How you were
I'm
like
angry at all of them all the time.
you were leaving a set, and you were like, "F you all."
Yeah, I did. I popped off because they were just like.
Said that on stage.
Shut up. She left stage. She goes, "F you all."
You
I
said,
was getting off like right before I got off. I was like, "This wasn't fun, and you guys can go f yourselves."
"Oh my God."
And I was like,
That's iconic.
you just get so sick of it. You're like, I have been working at this too damn long. I like worked on these jokes. I know what I'm doing, and for you guys to just be like, and there are times where you're like, I don't know, like sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's the audience because there's like a mob mentality to audiences, right? So it's like,
Like follow the if one person laughs,
Yeah.
like another person, then maybe everyone. Are you saying like if no one finds it funny, then people will hold back their laughs?
yeah, or it's like even if they do think it's funny, if you can tell, like you can get like rooms have energy, so if you can tell that like people don't want to laugh, everybody kind of like gloms onto
Restricts,
that.
yeah.
Oh my God! So you just get into this thing too, where you're just like, why are you in here?
Hey, toots.
Hey.
Why are you here?
And you're always the only woman on the lineup.
A lot of the
she
time.
always is.
A lot of the
which
time
is-
you're always
it's
the only
so many
woman.
men. I mean, I didn't realize until I started hitting these damn mics. But I'm loving this pink cloud. I hope it never stops.
Oh, it
Hey,
will.
gag it.
No, it will. It's
so. Well, I think I'm just so excited that I'm even going to an open mic because I was so scared for so long.
You were. I remember the beginning. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to my first open mic. I have no idea how this is gonna go. Now you're just like addicted to them.
And now I
Oh,
literally
it hardens you
love
like
them.
a motherfucker. It
Yeah.
hardens you. Oh,
it's giving validation though.
It's talk about yearning for validation.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
These damn
It's-
comedians. But it's cool when like women do it, but when men do it, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you want to be famous?
And what do you mean you want to make people laugh?
yeah, you have nothing to
Like,
say that's funny.
Use a shovel.
Nothing a man has ever said has been funny.
No,
Except
but
for,
they
like,
say
three
the
of
same
them.
thing about us, and I'm just like, that's actually hilarious because I'm
They do.
the funniest person I know.
No, because literally
They do. They all go, women aren't funny, and I'm like, men aren't funny.
Yeah.
the things I've heard.
It's giving the time that I found a bunch of your anal beads in your room. No, butt plugs.
No, you didn't.
Those were literally
butt
just
plugs.
like, I don't know.
They were literally
They were like
ornaments.
those necklaces.
Wait,
they
did
were
you bring my
ornaments.
dildo?
Okay, guys, she made me get a dildo out of her room and put it in a Trader Joe's bag and bring it to you. And why? Because of OF.
Because
Okay.
I'm going to Colorado tomorrow, and I need to make some content.
Okay, run me through this like dual life that you live
Yeah.
of like, and like, how did you get to the point where you were just like, digital footprint, I'm doing things the way that I want to do them, and I'm gonna do it shamelessly and iconically.
Well,
Gabby
when it
looks a
comes to
digital
OF.
footprint in the eye.
and I really do.
She says, "Fuck you."
I look it straight down the
Yeah.
shotgun. What is it called? The barrel of the shotgun.
Hello?
I really do. I really do. Well, okay.
It's admirable.
No, because I already knew I had a digital footprint to begin with. I'll get canceled one day. I know it. It's gonna happen.
Okay. I hope you don't.
Yeah, I hope you don't.
But they always find something.
Okay.
Who
Yeah.
knows? Like you just never know. And I started in OnlyFans for a couple of reasons. I've been on tour for the past couple of years, and the tour was like ending. It was like slowing down, and I was like, well, I'm not going back to working in a motherfucking restaurant.
Right.
Right.
So I guess I could start an OnlyFans. OF is doing this thing now where they like are shooting people's like 10-minute specials.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the OFTV?
OFTV.
Whitney Cummings.
Yes.
Yeah,
Matt
I know
Rife.
she's
Heard
very.
of him?
What?
No.
Matt Rife.
Ever heard of him?
Crazy. Okay, wait, continue.
I started it because I was like, well, I want to eventually do this too. And I know that in order to do it, you have to have one set up. And so I was like, okay, all of these things are aligning. And I need to make money. So, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. And it started off being like, I will never show my money on here. I'll never be naked. And then like after a month, I was like, never mind. In order to make money, you have to start showing
You have
whole
whole or
They
what about
want
even
that.
just like
everything.
not you can't even just do tits? Like
I have no tits. Nobody wants to see it. After a while, they get bored. They're like, "Where's the hole?" And you go, "I guess."
for me, it would be like so interesting because there would be a whole community of people that like fetishize. Like
Yeah,
I would get so rich.
make so much money. You would too, though. You can get a
Joint?
fucking bag.
I would 6 feet above 6 feet.
OF.
Like
Nah.
what is it? Has it been like compared to your other jobs?
Oh my god, I make so much more money. I like finally have money, a little bit of money. Like when I was working in restaurants 6 hours a day, I would make what I make on OF now. Like it would take me 2 weeks to make that in a restaurant. And I can make that in 4 days
So
just by like
wild.
using the taser.
just by using the taser, by
Right.
Yeah.
blowing my foot off.
No, exploiting.
Absolutely. Didn't
So-
want to do it at first, and then I said, "Well,
Right.
honey, I need to."
Have
make
you ever had
money."
a problem with like a leak? Not like out of your like on the.
Right. Both.
So my does leak. Thank you for asking.
Oh, good.
And a little bit.
Okay.
I've seen people have like put my stuff on. I've seen like some of the tamer stuff, but that's why I started charging. Like I charge high for like really
Good.
explicit stuff because I'm like, if anybody,
You need to charge a lot for that, yeah.
yeah, because I'm like the people that are gonna spend that much are less likely to leak it.
Right.
So it's like, the other day, oh my God, it's like shit that I get on there though. Like this guy the other day was
Right.
like, how much for, just like a tit pic? And I was like, $20. And he's like, which, at this point I'm lowballing. But he goes, I only have $8. Can you take 8? And I didn't respond because I'm like, no.
Yeah, the way I
No,
just
you broke
literally show my tits to,
Yeah.
I show my tits to anyone who asks.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
like
Any woman, at least,
No.
honestly.
what's the weirdest thing a man's asked for on your OF?
Shitting. They want to see you shit. They want to see you fart and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a
They
fetish
really-
community for like
How
the
would
both
you
of us.
do that?
That's such
Just
a good
like on the
question.
toilet, like selfie?
I don't know. No, they like want
No,
to see
they
the
want-
poop come out of your butt.
Like 2G1C.
I
Yeah.
hate
Into
Earth.
the cup.
I literally
Yeah.
hate Earth.
McFlurry
yeah.
style.
Yeah, they do. They want to see it.
Yeah.
So you can make so much from that.
One day.
So
One day,
I don't
yeah.
think I'm going there right now, currently.
Why? It's so fun. It's so glamorous. And the other thing is though that I hate is like every day you have to just like entertain them. And oh my
You're doing it
God.
yourself. You didn't hire like an agency or like someone.
No, I don't want to.
But you get to keep it all. You don't
Yeah.
have to get 20%.
But like if I started making a lot of money,
You should.
Like,
You'd
I
be like,
would.
yeah,
Yeah.
because then they know how to manipulate. Like that sounds fucked up,
That's
but
the
they know how
thing.
they're like trained to
Right.
manipulate. Like they know who like it has like higher income.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
able to like study and like especially agencies with like a lot of girls, they can like see and compare if that account has been a high spender like between like the other girls on the roster.
so good.
I don't know. I mean, I have a bunch of friends that like work at agencies if you ever want.
Really?
Yeah.
Slay.
It's so many like gay men in LA are
On
Oh,
OF
they're
managers.
chatting.
Yeah, they're just chatting for the girls. 'Cause
Isn't
it-
that
so
crazy
good.
that most of these like creepy men that
Are
are
chatting
on
with-
OF are chatting with like other like bald men?
Yes.
they don't know.
Well, yeah, they don't know, but I'm just like, that is so wild.
I know, it's really funny.
And they're just like, oh, I want to see those juicy tits. And then some bald man's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's like, want to suck on your big
Some
sloppy
silver
cock."
like, wink is just like
Literally.
"Yes, daddy."
Literally, I like don't. I just shut down now. I'm like,
Everyone
I don't
gets to
wanna
live their
do.
dream.
Everyone gets to live their dream.
Yeah.
Except for me, who has to actually talk to them, and I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Well, wait. Let's break down this myth that like men don't want anything to do with people who do OF. Because how did you have that conversation with him? Were you doing that before you dated him?
No, I started it.
You're like, he still doesn't know actually. Like, how do you? Because I know, like, but it's mostly like the red pilled men who are like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
super just like,
Low value.
I want
women.
you to be an absolute fucking whore,
They're
but
the
only
ones-
for me.
Right.
But they're the ones who are subscribing to
That-
other girls. You know.
Well, it's the same
That-
tea. I always talk about it with Kate on here. It's the repub men, biggest trans haters in the
Yeah.
world. But
And your biggest
I'm over
fan.
here on Hinge getting messages from guys asking for my princess one,
Yeah.
babe. I'm like,
That's-
what do you mean?
it's
I
so
know you voted
crazy.
for Trump.
Yeah.
I know that you said shit that like,
Yeah.
I know you voted against like anti-trans. I know you and all
Yep.
your friends make fun of it. But
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know you're jacking off to it, and I know you finger yourself
Yep.
to it.
It's so true. They are fingering
Especially the
themselves to
finger
it.
part.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's back
Especially.
to like, I'll get angry about this subject because it's just like,
I know.
Obviously it's the way they were raised and them trying to like get the approval of like their families and their father.
Right.
And like a lot of stuff is like, you know, just their idea of masculinity and like what's
Right.
approved in their social circles and yada, yada, yada. But like it's the same, it's the men who shame but who actively participate in secret.
Yeah. There's so much of
So
that.
much of it.
So much.
It's
Yeah.
so parallel.
I said that's why we should just do whatever we want
Yeah.
because
We're gonna get chastised anyway.
they're
We're
gonna
all
hate
gonna
you
die one
for
day.
it. We're all gonna die. They're gonna love you for it. They're gonna hate you for it. They're gonna love you in secret. Just do whatever you want.
Wow. And that
Aristotle.
that's on Maya Angelou.
Yeah, come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. That's so true.
It's what I believe. It's like when men like call you a slut online, you're just like, I mean,
Okay.
I'm so numb to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, do I just go full slut?
At this
It's
point,
like-
I'm like
then.
holding back, like trying to be like this like elegant bitch, but I'm like, I can be both.
what is
I
a
am
slut to you?
me.
It's okay. God, one of my friends, he lives in New York. He's gay, and he would get these calls from, you know, like these sugar daddies who worked on Wall Street. You know, these like fucking finance bros who
my
like
God.
had
Wives.
full wives.
No.
Oh,
Children.
it happened to me.
Yes.
After the hookup, he told me he has a wife and kids, and I had
Yep.
no fucking idea. I'm like, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have hooked up with you. It
They
was on like
love
a
it.
public dating app, like Hinge or something.
That's
Shameless.
crazy. That's crazy. Shameless. Yeah, and my friend always tells me, he's like, yeah, they would want me to like wear stilettos and like step on their balls, like
Yeah.
the craziest.
I feel like I'd be dominatrix before I could be OF. But like
That makes sense. You'd probably make more, honestly, being a dominatrix.
like to like private like clients.
Yeah, you could get like, you know, upwards of $1,000.
Honestly, yeah.
But
I heard there's a problem with stalkers with people who do OF. Like I know
that's so good to hear.
that.
I heard that too.
Well, I know that Tana has like an issue.
Is she on OF?
Yeah.
You know what though? What is scary, and I mean, you've experienced this a little bit because you've had, you know, your live shows. It's like people start going to shows, and that's it. When it's the scary men that start going to the shows.
Yeah.
Like I'm not actively posting a lot of like when my dates are.
That's so. I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, because you're really accessible. Because anybody can like show up to a show and
Yeah.
like track you down. And I've laid off posting my dates because I'm just like a little bit scared right now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, I went on tour with Tana in like 2018, and we had to get like this group of people. I think she talked about it when she was last on here, but there was like, we know our demographic,
yeah,
right? Like, you know that like it's gonna be like 18 to like
Yeah.
maybe late 20s, like woman. Like, and if you get a straight man, normally he's with a girlfriend,
Right.
and then it's gay
Right.
men, and then it's like LGBT.
Ideal.
So it's like if
demographic.
you have
ideal.
like
God, please.
we have like this straight man come into our show that was like hoodied out, and like in the middle of the show,
Oh my God.
he was like so. Like he just like kept like eyeing us down when we were on stage, and like you just like it sticks out like a sore thumb
Yeah, it
because you're
does.
like
Yeah.
you're used to people like screaming and cheering and
Yeah.
like girls, and it's just
Yeah.
like someone just sitting there staring at you. It was like straight out of a movie, and then like in the middle of the show,
Harrowing.
he like takes out this like sign of like this symbol that I don't even think we ever figured out and just held it up in the middle of the show.
No!
We don't even know what the symbol was, but
I
as soon as
can't.
he did that, like we had him removed, and like I don't
No.
like it. Just don't be weird at my
Yeah.
show.
It's so scary. And that's
That
the
is
thing
so
is people are so
scary.
scary. And then when they
Yeah.
have access to like where you're gonna be physically is when
Right.
it starts getting like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started about a meet and greet. I've had some crazy meet and greet experiences.
Oh my
I
God. Can you give
truly
us one?
can't even.
Well, no, I mean, I feel like the whole, like, even the O2L era, like, I was a child. I was touring from 14 to 17. And the amount of people, like, who would show up that were, like, over 18 and they would, like, come and, like, grab my ass or like
Stop.
I was gonna
all
ask,
the
did they
sh-
touch you?
yeah. Babe, you ain't a child star if you haven't been groped
Girl.
by people
Stop.
in
God,
the
it's so
industry
dark.
or people that are the fans.
Not.
What
so
do you do?
dark.
Like,
You become a drug addict, alcoholic, train.
right. But
Yeah. All right, we are going to get into this segment called Off Our Chest. It could be something negative that happened or something positive that happened this week that we need to physically remove off of our titties. So I'm going to start while everyone thinks. I went to my very first wedding as Treviana, and that was fun. It was my brother's wedding, and I was a bridesmaid
Cute.
of the bride. Funny how that works.
Wow.
It was a beautiful ceremony, and I obviously love to see my brother happy. I think there was like moments that anxietized me a little, as far as like we have people coming to my brother's wedding that like I haven't seen in
Right.
10 years. We have people coming that are, you know, family members who haven't seen me in a very long time, even just people that like grew up in the same neighborhood as us, because it's like it's a huge deal for someone to get married. So it's like you want to invite all the people that played like an instrumental role in your life. And there's just like, keep in mind I grew up in Temecula, so it's like
Oh my God! Was it in Temecula?
it was in like Fallbrook Vista-ish area,
didn't
so
know
like
you
in
grew up in
between like Temecula and San
Temecula.
Diego. What?
I didn't know you grew up in Temecula.
Yeah, I grew up in like in
Wild.
Repub town.
Ugly.
Yeah, so I mean, imagine growing up there.
I mean, I grew up in Oceanside, so we're
Shut your face. I was born in
close.
Poway.
Stop.
Gag it. I'm not saying that
Cute.
like people were awful to me at my brother's wedding. It was just like I can tell some people were like A, confused, B, didn't know how to talk to me, or C, like talk to me the way that like they thought I wanted to be talked to. And Kate and I have touched on this tea so much, but like someone who clocks me for being trans sometimes, like, and it sounds so like innocent coming from the other person, but for me it pisses me off so much when someone like praises me too much, like, and like it's clocky boots, like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. Yes,
You
queen.
are everything. Slay.
Right.
Slay. Slay.
Every time
As
they
soon
walk
as-
by you.
Mama,
No,
mama.
as soon as Mama Slay or Queen comes out,
boots.
Iconic, iconic,
put the
iconic.
fuck-
Yeah.
No, I'm looking down the shotgun too.
Yeah, you're looking down the
Yeah.
shotgun.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
bits of ketamine
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
in the
stop.
shot. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't stand that one, and I know it's people being supportive, and I know
Yeah.
it's like it's just so innocent, but or it's just like some people were just like dead ass, just like who haven't seen in 10 years, just like not talking to me, giving me side eye. I was like,
Oh.
Let me go
funny.
tea.
You're like, let's find a balance.
kind of crazy. I'll
Yeah.
fuck your dad.
Let's talk about
Absolutely.
Kind of crazy that I have.
Yeah, you
it's kind of
have.
crazy that your dad wants to fuck me, but also
Very
hates me.
true.
But also hates you.
Yeah, at the
And that's
same
the
time.
duality of man.
That's a duality of life and earth, mama. But don't forget about wind and fire.
So true.
But weddings are beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I did my big one. I mean, I looked hot, and
You looked
I got,
amazing.
you know, it was a beautiful first experience. I think like being a part of something like that was truly an honor, and I like got to have like my mom and dad in the same room with like, you know, they're both dating new people now, so it was just
That's
like
lit.
it was like really cool to like have like the whole family in
Right.
one room. Everyone was hammered, obviously,
Love.
and I just like got to like sit there and like I postmated Celsius like during the reception.
Real.
That's so
I was
real.
like,
You went with Tana, right?
yeah, I
How
brought
was that?
Tana. She's known Blake for as long as our friendship
Oh,
has been.
cute.
Because Blake I used to live with Blake.
Uh-huh.
So I brought her down.
I loved the TikTok you did with her too. You guys looked great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
People be thinking
It's
it's
really nice.
shade. And
Yeah.
maybe like that's subconscious, but like I truly just like I was bummed that it wasn't my wedding or
Yeah.
everything wasn't about me.
Will
you know,
be.
you put two egotistical bitches in a room.
Come on
and
now.
it's not about you.
Yeah,
Something's
Something's
awry.
Someone find
Something
me
is
a
awry.
veil
Yeah.
stat.
to
Because I
roll.
want to be rolling.
Yeah, you want to be rolling.
You should have pulled one off. You should have pulled the veil off of your.
Well, if I'm
sister-in-law.
not rolling in Molly, give me a veil.
I've actually always said that, and that's what's crazy.
That is crazy. Do say
So that's
that.
off my chest. I don't know why I'm rambling about it, but yeah.
I took a stand-up class and my graduation class, and by that I mean graduation show, is on Sunday. I'm doing a 10-minute set. I only got 7 minutes in the barrel, so I'm gonna have to talk real slow. But you guys are coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'll
it's gonna be great, and you guys need to laugh. I don't like a clout demon here in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. I'm gonna keep this vague.
Oh.
May or may not have been talking to a guy, and I'm just like, why are you name dropping every chance you can? I don't know. He's just like FaceTiming me and like talking to me about famous people that he knows, and I'm like, how does this work
you
on
guys
actually
FaceTime?
anyone? Yeah.
Oh, so you're married?
We're literally dating.
So they're
But I'm like, how
together.
does this work on anyone? It is so unimpressive. I feel like I'm just like, it's insulting because I'm a grown woman now that's not supposed to work on someone of my age.
With a period.
With a period. And I feel insulted that I was exposed to a name dropper. I just thought I was like too grown for that.
How'd you meet him?
Friend of a friend.
Raya?
No. Oh, I'm just
Absolutely.
like, if I hear a name drop, I run away so fast. It's like,
Remember that date that you went on with the guy?
oh,
That's
my-
the first episode.
that was
That's
a
the
year
first
ago.
episode we ever
No,
did.
Not us holding hands.
Shit. That's your
yeah.
full circle 1 year episode.
Wow, and I'm
Wow.
still dealing with
And
a
you're
clout
still
demon.
dealing with name droppers.
No, but
You know
he was
what?
something I've never experienced, and I would like. I went to the bathroom 3 times to scream into my hand, and it's like, why didn't I just leave?
And that's on. I got us ticket. I got free tickets to Janelle Monáe if you want them or not. I don't know. I got hooked up.
No, he was like, I don't know if that's your thing though. So I was like, all right, did you just not invite me? Like, you just told me that you got free tickets. Like, I'm so confused. Wait, I should hit him up.
You should.
I miss him. I miss what we had. So guys,
You should.
that's why I'm focusing on this career,
That's all you
because
can
I
do.
don't.
Yeah.
I love being single.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. We have a Reddit thread dedicated to the podcast.
Your podcast.
Yes, to my
Tea
podcast.
Time.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess they have been following that ex-boyfriend that the one that I
Blackout
almost killed myself
depression.
over. Yeah.
The little Tokyo.
Yeah.
Hey, got it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, on our first day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bonded like magnets.
Yes, that day. Can't stop talking about him. It's like we just connected.
I've
so
never
much.
seen a spark like that.
I haven't felt one, honestly. And yeah, so anyway, they've been following, I guess, him on social media.
Your
Like,
fans?
My fans have been keeping tabs on my ex
For you.
Yeah.
for me.
Like,
Didn't
actually.
know.
No reason to get off Instagram.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
do it for us.
They'll do it for us.
Right.
And I saw he started dating somebody after me.
That's
and
unfortunate.
It's like
They should never date again when we break
Ever.
up.
It's
That's
like
true.
I'm the
Never.
best you've ever had.
Right.
Sorry, continue.
And that is also true. But he, so they were spying on him,
Mm-hmm.
and they posted in the Reddit thread. And sometimes I'll check the Reddit because I'm like, I want to know what's going on. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You gotta know.
Yeah.
And they were like, guess who's single? Gabby's ex. And I saw that and I was like, what? And they were all talking shit about him on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, that is Teeeee.
Mm-hmm.
So then, of course, I went and looked at his Instagram, and he took down all the pictures of the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to her Instagram, and she took down all the pictures of him. And I was like, whoa, this is so tea.
Love Black Mirror.
Right? Like
so
what are we
Black Mirror.
saying? Like
I know.
it's
So tea. If pilgrims could hear us.
it's literally, and they would get it.
these
And
walls could talk.
so then he, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, caught wind of this. Don't
Of this
know
thread.
how. Don't know how.
Yeah, I want to know how.
I get a text from him.
He started it.
He literally,
literally.
he's obsessed. And I get a text from him. I didn't even know I had his number. And it pops up and I was like, what? And then he just screenshots me the Reddit thread and he goes, talking about me and Harper, my co-host, he goes,
Love.
y'all are whack. And I was like,
he
"Oh,
thought
you
they
wanna-"
did it.
Yeah, he was like, he thought we were talking shit about him. And he was like, somebody said that, it was Harper that's been talking shit. And I was like, are you good?
If you're a straight man and you don't know how Reddit works,
Right.
you,
Yeah, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
true.
And then his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, the one that he went through the breakup with,
she starts typing in the thread.
she did.
Yes, she did.
She did with her full name. She made it with her full name. She made a Reddit.
No.
Not you
for
saying that as
this.
a joke. You were like, there's no way.
You're
She
lying.
did. She made her full name. She goes into the Reddit thread and starts commenting back at people. And she's
Yeah.
like, my personal life is none of your business. You guys
I
are.
thought she like joined in being like how he was.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
no.
wish. She was like actually mad and she was like, you guys are all so whack, get a life, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, girl, you're the one who started your own Reddit page with your full name and came into my Reddit
Pretty wild.
Right, but you didn't start.
that I didn't start.
Sorry, you're famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry.
And then she blocked
Extremely.
and then I noticed that she did block me on Instagram because, you know, I spied on her. I don't-
Love.
yeah.
Sure, you'll pop up on the FYP somehow.
Yeah, it's so true.
That's my favorite thing to think about. Every man who's ever
know.
talked to me or ever followed me,
Right.
I'm gonna show right up
You
in
sure
your
are.
life, because you know what? We just can't stop algoritming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Verb. New verb alert.
No, because
Algorithm.
literally, remember my
That's
ex
so
that said
true.
I wasn't allowed to talk about him anymore on this podcast?
Which one?
The NFL guy. He was like, stop. And I was like, dude, no one's going to see it. Like, no one cares, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, that's not true. Like, people that don't even know you have, like, sent me your videos. And I was like, wait.
Okay.
What?
Right.
And I had to pretend like I cared. I was like, wait. I'm so
Wait,
sorry.
you're like in the clip, you're like, yeah, this one guy who I used to talk to who didn't make it in the NFL. So everyone immediately goes, who?
Yeah.
Guy that didn't make it to the NFL that I know. Oh, let me send it to him.
Right.
Now you really gotta think. That's
I
what
know.
people perceive
I was
you
like,
as.
oh my God, that's crazy. Wait, what
Yeah.
clip was it?
Don't chase after a dream and get mad at my girl when you don't get it. Hey.
He literally is in the NFL, though.
Oh,
Wait,
he
is he
still
actually?
is?
No, he's not.
I thought he was the one that didn't make it.
No,
No,
you just
that's it.
said that in
No.
the episode. You were like, "You're not even in the NFL," and I was like, "Wait, but he is."
No, it's AI. He's not in it.
So
Wait.
It's
AI, LOL, OMG, NFL. I don't know.
No, he's not in
Questions?
it. He's not in it.
Guys, we're going to get into the unnamed segment where we answer your questions or deep, dark advice and queries that we're not qualified to answer. But we shall move into it. I have a juicy one, and this person asked to remain anonymous, like extra asked to remain anonymous.
Oh my God.
We've never put their usernames, but I promise I won't even show the girls here.
Yeah.
I think I'm a trans girl. Like, I want to transition. But I'm a principal at a Christian school.
Ooh.
Oh damn.
Please send advice. No.
Well.
Okay. Well, I mean, don't let your job, restrict you from like being someone that you want to be or like do something with your life. Like, there's gonna be a million jobs that like there's so many. It used to be so much harder back in the day too to like get a job as a trans person. Now we have so many like thriving, slaying trans people just on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you are like a Christian too, like you don't even have to lose that value if you don't want to. I mean, I feel like a lot of people who are Christian like just hate trans people just because that's what everyone else is saying. But like,
Right.
I know plenty of trans girls who like are and remained Christian throughout their transition or like held on to their religion. Not me. I never was religious girly, but like hold on to your truth. Duh. But like, I don't know. I'm like, on my tea, if this was me, I'd like finish out the year and then like start the moans and then like, I don't know, move on, start your life. Like I said, like
Yeah.
I'm 26. I feel like my life just started. Now that I
Right.
this is your life, baby.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that would if she's saying that she would lose her job over it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
teaching and like
At a Christian school, yeah.
and like people going to the principal's
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Imagine the parents.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine-
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip you out of this school. You seen the principal? This is America.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
you know.
it's true. Advice: finish up the school year, get the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah, it's the only thing
Yeah.
I feel like you can
your
do,
life.
sister.
Yeah.
You do one.
I've been in a relationship for 7 years, but I still miss my ex.
Oh.
He was my first love and he was older than me, so I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't know. I miss the way he was and the way I was with him. My current boyfriend is the total opposite of him. Obsessed with video games and very much a homebody. Can't tell you the last time he took me on a date or anything.
I think this speaks more about this person's current boyfriend and her relating it to her
Yeah.
past experiences than it does about the actual ex.
That's
think-
so true.
Yeah.
I think if you get a shitty boyfriend, you're gonna compare it to your previous experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially you're gonna compare it to your best previous experience because
Yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
future experience.
Yeah, because
right?
you're gonna
Yeah.
fixate on the last thing.
on the last
yeah,
thing that you did.
Yeah.
Especially if it's so bad. Yeah, in 7 years. Oh my God, get out.
7
If you
years.
feel that way. It's so hard though. I mean, like, it was so hard for me to break up with someone after 3 months. I can't imagine 7 years.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, but
you can do it though, like do it. And we're not telling you
Yeah.
to break up with him, but like break up with him. You know what I mean?
You sound
I'm
like
f-
you know that you want to break up with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I'm just the video games and like not taking you on dates. Like it's just like
That's messed up.
it just feels like it's more of like a roommate.
Roommate, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and
a roommate sitch.
it's like it's your life too. Like you don't
Right.
want to like the more you let it go on, the
Mhm.
more time that goes by that you could be
Right.
finding somebody that you actually
Want to be
want to be
around.
with and that you would enjoy. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it is so hard to get out of relationships, but like once you do it,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you are not enjoying it, you're gonna be so grateful. That's how it was like when I got out of my one that I was like pretty bored in, and I was like so afraid to do it, and it'd been like 2
Right.
years almost, and after I got out of it, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it was so hard to get out of
the
it.
longer
So
the
hard.
time goes,
Yeah.
like the more intense that like
You're just
conversation
like, I guess this is it
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. And it
becomes.
doesn't have to be.
ever.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Hey babe, my man left me. I'm 4 months pregnant and he
Oh.
left me for a 50-year-old. He's 22.
Well, there's two things happening here.
Oh,
At least it's not a
younger.
really young girl.
I know, because that's what I was expecting you to say.
I know. I was like, oh, okay.
I was
okay.
like, great, she's gonna be 18.
yeah.
Oh,
But the leaving someone while
Yeah, it's
they're pregnant
horrible.
with their kid.
is
horrible.
diabolical, and to leave them for someone else.
Yeah, it's
oh,
horrible.
I'd lose my mind. I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. God, I mean, I was pregnant for 6 weeks, and I was like, if anybody like, you can't even imagine.
Oh my god.
You can't even imagine. You're just like, how do guys do? Like, they can just do that. They can just get away with it.
Can they?
They can just like cheat on you or leave you, and you're like still
Well, like
stuck
if the
pregnant.
baby's born and you know the dad, like don't they literally like you have to like you can literally legally go after them?
Yeah, but it's like still it's like the emotional labor.
Yeah.
of
It's
a
it,
tolling
and
process with the
having to
legal
be
system, yeah.
Pregnant, it's just like it's
Yeah.
such like an emotional thing too,
Yeah.
and then to know that like somebody's left you while you're like you're most vulnerable.
Totally.
Your body's changing. You're like so hormonal. Then you have this baby coming.
You're-
Oh my God! Like kill. Like
We love you, babe.
Yeah.
Hold
so
on.
sorry.
We're gonna
You deserve better.
I know someone's gonna come in, and I have a family member who is in a similar sitch, and very similar situation. The guy was like deadbeat, like druggy, like this person was pregnant, and probably like a year or two after the baby was born, like she just met like the most amazing like guy ever who I absolutely adore, and
oh my god, yay.
like raised the kid, and the kid's just like, that's my dad. Like I have faith that
Wow.
like I don't know, I just have a good feeling that like it's gonna turn around, and like just try to like keep your head up, queen.
For real. Keep
Yeah.
that head up.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling grateful.
I'm feeling so grateful.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm feeling so grateful that you came on.
Yeah.
grateful.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gratitude for me this week. Grateful for my show coming up. Grateful that you know what? The rash is still on my face.
What?
And
What? No, it's not.
No, it's
You
not.
can't see it. I covered it with makeup. But
What? I haven't seen the rash on your face
Yeah, I haven't either.
in
You
months.
you can't really like notice it. I can notice it when I see it in the mirror.
Okay.
It's just like it's a part of me now. At least it's not shingles on my back.
Because that was spooks.
That was messed up.
Is it still there?
No, it's like healed.
Shingle bells. It's almost
Shingles on my
time.
back.
Love that song.
Gabby, what about
I
you?
love Shingle Bells. What am I grateful for right now? Literally grateful that I have like a little bit of money and like can like enjoy my life, without having to be so stressed out about like what I'm gonna do to survive. And that's really nice when you go so long without having that.
Hell yeah.
To having a little bit of security and you're like, okay, I can breathe a little bit.
Oh my God. I am grateful to be pale. I think I'm changing with the winter. I'm looking very like Morticia Adams ginger vibes,
It's hot.
which I live for.
So tea.
I'm just happy I got to be with like all my family this week. But thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh my God,
so
yeah.
grateful to have you on.
Absolutely.
It was gaggy.
Thanks for
I
coming,
wonder if it would
boss.
work if like I want to have Harper on too. Would it ever work if we did like a crossover? Like or would we all just be
We'd all
like-
just be brawling.
We could try.
That would be so. I feel like we could. It would just be a lot of like having to talk, wait
Yeah.
turns to talk,
like
somewhere.
a button.
like a red.
Yeah.
Like that,
That'd
like
be
those
so
Jubilee
funny.
videos.
Yeah. And then one of us holds up a red flag when they start to say something too much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, we love you, and we will see you in the next mother episode.
And everybody wish Kate good luck on her show.
Yes.
Even though this will be out by the time you have the show, but
True.
Happy 1 year.
Happy 1
Happy 1
year.
year.